Okay, hi Dylan. This is the work that I'm going to drop off to you, just extra practice for ordering decimals, rounding decimals, and decimal expanded in word form. So I'm going to go over ordering decimals with you first. All of these cards, these colored cards you see, will be in this envelope called ordering decimals. And when you get them out, you can just sort them by color because that's how you're going to order them. So I'm just going to pull this first set out. These are like a purple color. And I'm gonna take a look at them, compare them, and order them from least to greatest. So I just wanna put them in a vertical format so they're lined up by place value. Take a look at the largest place value, which is the units in this case, and decide whether you need to move on to the next place value. So in this case, all of the units are 2, so I need to move on to the tenths place. In this one, I have 3 tenths, 5 tenths, and 4 tenths. So I know 3 tenths is less than 5 and 4. So this is going to be my first decimal when I'm ordering from least to greatest. Now, you may look at that and say, well, that says 341, and this only says 54 and 45. 341 is greater than 54 and 45. However, when you're dealing with decimals, you really need to think about the largest place value. So in this case, this is 341 thousandths, and if I were to place zeros at the end of this would be 540 thousandths, and this would be 450 thousandths. Well, 341 thousandths is less than 540 thousandths and 450 thousandths. So this is going to be the smallest decimal. And then when you compare these two, obviously 5 is greater than 4, so 4 comes next, then 5. So you've got 2 and 341 thousandths, then 2 and 45 hundredths, then 2 and 54 hundredths. To check your work, you simply just flip them over, and they should be in the correct order, 1, 2, 3, from least to greatest. Hopefully those are all like that. Sometimes I make some mistakes when I'm ordering those. And then you can complete the rest. If you get one wrong, just flip them back over and take a look at what happened to fix your mistake. All right, next work is ordering decimals. Rounding decimals, and it looks like this. And all of these cards will be in that envelope. They will be separated by binder clips. So when you take them out of the bag, you just keep them in that same column. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna line up all of the decimal numbers that have something underlined all the way to the left. And then up here at the top, you're gonna place the card that says place value of the underlined digit and then rounded number. And then you have 2 more columns of cards. One is the actual rounded number, and one is the place value of the underlined number. So you're gonna take a look at the first one. That's 12 and 93 thousandths. The 9 is underlined. That place value is the hundredths place. So I'm gonna take one of the cards from the place value that says hundredths and place it next to it. Now I'm gonna round that to the nearest hundredths place. So I'm gonna look at the thousandths place, which is a 3. So that means that 9 is going to stay the same. So my rounded number is going to be 12 and 9 hundredths. So then I look at my cards to find 12 and 9 hundredths, and there it is, 12 and 9 hundredths. And to check your work, you don't have to flip over the place value card, but you can flip over the original decimal number and the rounded number. And if you look, they match. So this says 500, like 5, and this is 5, and then the hundredths place is written here. So you know your place value is correct, okay? I'm gonna do one more of those for you. So this one right here says 9 and 342 thousandths. So the 3 is underlined, which is in the tenths place. So I'm gonna place a tenths by that number. And then I'm gonna take a look at the hundredths place. It's a 4. So that 3 is also gonna stay the same. So now I'm just gonna have 9 and 3 tenths. So I look at my cards until I find 9 and 3 tenths, and there it is. So put that there. And to check your work, flip them over. That's a 4. That's also a 4. And next to it says TS, which stands for tenths. All right, and then when you put that away, just make sure you put them all on the binder clip in the same column so they can stay organized. And the next work we're going to talk about is decimal and expanded form. This one should go pretty quickly. There's not a lot to do here. So when you pull these out, these will not be on binder clips, so you're going to have to sort them yourself. And what I like to do is have all my decimal standard form underneath, leave my decimal word form blank and my decimal expanded form blank, but then have these cards over to the right so I can pull them when I need to. So if you look at this first one, this is the standard form or the numerical form. This says 2.426. So we're going to try and find the word form there. So if I read that number, it should be 2 and 426 thousandths. So then I go to my word forms. That's 4 and 609 thousandths. 1 and 2,420. Sorry, 1 and 2,439 thousandths. 34 thousandths. 985 hundred thousandths. 2 and 426 thousandths. I think that one's the one we're looking for. So we put that there next to it. And then we're going to look for the expanded form. So we're looking for 2 times 1, 4 times 1/10, 2 times 100th, and 6 times 1,000ths. So we've got 4 times 1, 6 times 1/10, 9 times 1/1000ths. We've got 1 times 1, 2 times 1/10, 2 times 1, 4 times 1/10, 2 times 100th, and 6 times 1,000ths. So I think that is the one we're looking for. Now, when I did the work in the book, we wrote them as decimals in expanded form. In this case, they're written as fractions. So this is just a little bit more practice for the equivalencies of decimals to fractions. To check your work, you flip them all over, and they should all match. If you came up with something that doesn't match, flip them back over and see what happened. So I'll drop these off this afternoon sometime, and you can get started on whenever you like.